Welcome everyone to this monthly
Hello.
AMA. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining
Hi.
today. It's a pleasure to be here. My name's Aram. I'm the Glitch Marketing Manager. We've got the whole team here. We've got a new hire as well coming on. He's trying to figure out how to get on StreamYards. Without further ado, let's talk about phase three and our development progress and our marketing progress here moving forward as we closely approach June. Um, so let's introduce each other as well. Just really quick, I'm the marketing manager. Diego?
Okay, I'm Diego, CTO. Happy to be here again, guys.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Hi everyone. This is my first time here. I'm Pasca as the Glitch Indonesia lead. Yeah, just that. Glad to be here.
All right, I think it's next. Wisnu Wijaya here. I'm the graphic designer for Glitch. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you again, Glitchers. So yeah, I think we can get started.
Yeah, definitely. So without further ado, we're going to have Pasca read off the questions. The beginning of the AMA is going to start between Pasca and Diego, and then we're going to chime in on the backs of things when we get closer to the marketing side of the content. Once we progress through that, we'll go ahead and answer some community questions. So if you have any further questions, please go on our Discord, discord.glitch.finance. Drop your question there, AMA questions. We'll go through as many as possible during this AMA. And whatever questions we do end up missing due to time, we'll go ahead and individually answer so that we can address your question without needing to wait for the next AMA. Okay, so without further ado, Pasca and Diego, please take it away. You're muted, Pasca, by the way.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, guys, I will be reading some of the predefined questions from the community. So let's start. So the first question is, how is phase 3 development progressing? And is the team excited as the June approach? To Diego.
Yeah, sure. So the phase 3 is Hayek. That's for the Austrian economist, Friedrich Hayek. Just a little history here. So the development is progressing fine, although we have been hit by a couple of blockers during the last 2 or 3 weeks that are taking more time to solve. We are confident that we will be solving it on time, but just wanted to let you know, guys, that we are like, this is like a critical phase. This one is like the very, very critical from a development standpoint, because we are in the process of doing the stress tests to make sure that we can support all the nodes, all the validators, and all the election process flows as fine. So long story short, development is going fine, but we've been hit hard by a couple of blockers. So, but that's expected when you are close to the finish line. Hope to help. We are very excited. It's like when you get blockers here and there, it's like you cannot get your head up, and you are like working like a horse. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Anyone want to add anything? Okay, so the second question is, can the team please consider sharing information in advance before phase 3 date about mainnet node creation and minimum requirement to run one, such as how much glitch is needed?
Okay, the thing here is that as we are removing these blockers that I mentioned before, we are learning what is the best way, or what we are refining the whole documentation and all the parameters for the blockchain. That is the reason why I don't feel confident, and that's my decision. I don't feel confident in sharing information in advance that will be deprecated later, because we are learning what are the best way, or the easiest and most friendly way for the node creation. So that's why sadly I cannot give any other information in advance.
Yeah. So
All
any
right,
information
understood.
that we do give will be provided within the Medium article that we're going to be releasing. We have many meetings upcoming in the week as well with leadership and tech to discuss the rollout plan for phase 3. Some more information about the more information about phase 3 as well. We had mentioned that we don't need to wait for monthly newsletters. We had mentioned that we don't need to wait for specific things to make announcements. So as soon as we get as much of the information available, we'll be able to share that with you, regardless whether it's on an individual announcement, whether it's on the phase 3 announcement. But the team is working really hard to get that all across to you guys. So yeah, moving on to the next question, please, Pascal.
All right, so the third question, where will the documentation be viewable? Is it through glitch feedbacks?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, I was thinking using in our GitHub, but in addition to GitHub, because GitHub is kind of technical stuff, it will be for sure in GitHub. And maybe we will also do an export or a more friendly way to show it in a Medium article. I think those will be our chosen platforms, but I'm open to suggestion for the community.
Yeah, a few community members have suggested to put it on GitHub. Some others have mentioned that maybe putting it on a Medium is more user friendly so that people can follow. There's going to be guides as well, by the way, that we'll be making on the marketing side when everything rolls out as well. So there's going to be some very friendly options about how you'll be able to access this information, how you'll be able to set up a node when the time is right, step-by-step process through video creation and all that stuff. So you're not going to just be left with some documentation and just be and then that's it. You know, we're going to be able to support you guys a little bit more than that. So as we closely approach the date, we'll share more info as well. So thanks, Pascal. Next one, please.
Sure, okay. Okay, so next one, what's the team's goal for phase 3 when it comes to the community? By us setting up nodes, do you monitor and check for vulnerabilities? Because mainnet transactions don't occur until later?
Yes, so the idea of going mainnet and opening all the nodes to the community is for us to be closely monitoring for any kind of vulnerability that we have not found so far, which in fact, as we are doing these developments, we are actively checking for the most common ones. But of course, as any, I would say, the concept of anti-fragility, a system is anti-fragile when you get a lot of input from external systems, external actors behaving in ways that you have not designed, that you have not thought in your protocol. So even though and even if we are doing a lot of checks, I am expecting and I will be embracing small vulnerabilities here and there so we can improve. And as any anti-fragile system, that's the way to go. So hope that answered the question.
Cool. Next question.
I think Pascal got.
She froze.
She froze. My answer blew her mind.
No problem. I'm going to go ahead and say the next question then, so that while her internet gets fixed there. Is there anything to share around the validator election process on Glitch mainnet, or is it still a little bit too early? So our community wants to know more information about that initial process and if there's going to be an election basically anytime soon, or if that's going to be pushed a little bit more after phase 3.
No, we will be pushing that for later. So I just want to be. I'm doing baby steps here, so this is something that will be pushed for later.
Do you think it's going to be a little bit closer to phase 4, or is it going to be after the phase 4 release? Is there any?
No, I think if everything flows or goes as planned, it will be between phase 3 and phase 4. That's my goal, but I cannot commit a specific date right now. I just laser focusing on the phase 3 for now.
Yeah, and that's the importance of the development process, is that there's you know, it does take time. There is a process. It's a step-by-step process. And speaking of which, by the way, our special guest is here. I wanted to hop really quick over to Avi, give him a chance before we continue on with our AMA. So Avi, are you here? Hello, can you unmute yourself? Hello, hello. Oh, he just sent me a message saying that he was here, and then now he's not unmuting himself. Avi? Nope. Okay. We'll go through the questions and we'll bring him back on when he gets that resolved. So next question here is going to be around the inner workings of the glitch network. Pasca, if you can please read off this question.
All right. Okay. Future builders on Glitch want to understand the inner workings of the Glitch blockchain. Now that the Discord is live, can team consider doing more casual technical discussion, voice, even if it's 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's a good one. So the problem with that right now is that the team is like at full capacity, or it's like kind of overworked for full capacity. So you need the technical people who is actually building that in order to be in those sessions to be actually productive. You do not, and that's a kind of problem for me, because I have the team focused on actually building the product. So that's why the reason we are not yet doing that. We will try to do everything through documentation, and we don't have actually the bandwidth to do that right now. So in the future, after phase 4, if we are able to meet that deadline and there are not unexpected blockers, then for sure we will have more bandwidth, and I will allocate some of the team members' time to do that.
Yeah. But before that period, though, I'm going to take it upon myself to get as much info as possible, learn as much as I can from the tech, and see what I can deliver to you guys to the community without needing the tech team there, so that they can focus on building Glitch while we present the information to you guys. So there will be some sort of discussions, but the specifics will come out a little bit later. Now that Avi's here, Avi, is your mic working? Just want to make sure. Are you there? No, his internet connectivity is out. No problem. We're going to go ahead and move into the last question here about marketing. And it's going to be a little bit of a discussion between myself, Pasca, and Wisnu. So please, Pasca.
Okay. So can the marketing team please share more about how they plan to get more eyes on Glitch? And in Indonesia, it's a huge underserved market. Glitch can help a lot of people with the revenue sharing. Will there be more exchange listings?
Yes, so I can kick off with this question. So when it comes down to marketing, we have a very specific action plan in place that aligns with tech deliverables. That's how you get the best ROI, is you have to align it. I mean, at the end of the day, timing is everything, right? Especially when you're trying to attract a large group of people to a specific network. So the tech has to be there, and everything has to be aligned. So as we progress through phase 3, as we progress into phase 4, you're going to start seeing a lot more noise happening, but more so specifics around attracting different developers, onboarding them onto Glitch, because Glitch will be EVM compatible. So developers don't necessarily need to build something from scratch. They can always migrate their dApps. So the outreach process is starting already. We have some interest through the Glitch Grants program that we'll start to talk to at some point as well, a little bit more. So in terms of the global strategy for phase 3, it's going to be a core focus around organic content creation, and digital marketing strategies will be pushed more towards between phase 3 and phase 4, so that we can attract the right people at the right time, as opposed to leave them wondering what comes next, right? Because when we do the initial outreach, they want to know exactly that there's a live working product, a live blockchain, and that they can learn more information through the documentation, onboard them directly like that. So that's why we're waiting a little bit to push with big digital marketing strategies, and we're focusing a lot on the organic content creation side of things until we get a public mainnet release, and then we'll start doing a lot more things. Really quick, I know Avi's been having some internet and some mic issues, but I wanted to see if he's here. You there, Avi? We're not able to hear you. You're
I think his mic is having a little bit problem.
yeah. So once you get that resolved, um,
Hi, can you hear me now?
hey, there we go.
Yes, that's
Hey
great.
guys, uh,
Perfect.
I'm sorry, I'm facing some network issues here.
Great. So this is Avi. He's our new marketing specialist. He's going to go ahead and introduce himself to everyone. He was just onboarded earlier last week. He's a brand new addition to the team. So welcome, Avi, to the marketing team. We're glad to have you here on board with us. If you can please talk a little bit about yourself, why you joined Glitch, and what you are going to be assisting with here at Glitch. So take it away. A
Sure.
few minutes here.
Right, thank you, Aram. So firstly, I just want to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I've been in the crypto ecosystem for about 2 years now. I started off as a community moderator, and this was a very new space to me. So I just started off as a community moderator, so I'd get a hang of things and understand, the technology behind it. And I mean, I'm from a marketing background, so then I branched out and started working with projects and advising them and helping them with their influencer marketing campaigns. And I'd worked with Aram previously on a small project for Glitch, and I think things just worked out with Aram, and here I am with Glitch, and I'm looking forward to growing and building Glitch with the rest of the team. I've been following Glitch for quite some time as an investor as well, so I would like to see it grow to newer heights.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So tell us a little bit about why Glitch. Why specifically Glitch? What got
So
you
I
so
mean,
interested in Glitch?
this might sound a little weird, but the website. I mean, that's how I got very into the project. It was just very visually appealing. It's made very well, and of course, so I started looking at it as a small cap gem, and I'm a DeFi guy, so Glitch is where I belong, and we have a great team here. Everyone's. I've seen how hectic work is here. I had no idea it'll be this hectic. So, I mean, the team's working non-stop, and that's a good thing. So I'm just glad to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here, Avi. And so thanks for joining the team here. Um, So without further ado, I wanted to jump into some community questions. We have a lot of questions here to address. We're going to address as many as possible. We only have about 10 minutes left. So whatever questions we don't address, we'll go ahead and individually answer them either directly on Discord, or we'll address it in a Medium article. But rest assured that all of your questions will get addressed, and we'll answer as many as we possibly can due to time constraints here. Okay. So without further ado, it's going to be a mix about it seems to be a mix about tech and actually um, be, before we jump into that, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the marketing campaign. I highly apologize. Pasca and Wisnu, I completely skipped over you. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to speak as well. Pasca, if you can talk a little bit more about the Indonesia community, actually, before we jump into some community questions. You can talk about what you're doing with Indonesia, how you plan, and how you see the Indonesia community growing moving forward. And then once that's complete, Wisdom, you can talk about the designs at Glitch. So yeah, without further ado, Pasca.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess for everyone who doesn't know yet about the crypto market in Indonesia. So actually crypto has grown pretty rapid in Indonesia. And also the government just recently regulation in taxing traders. So yeah, it's a lot of things going on in the Indonesia market right now with more than 12 million people trade in Indonesia. And that's only the tracked one from the government, not the untracked one. So yeah, there are a lot of potential there in the market. And in Glitch Indonesia, we want to not just maintain, but also grow the community organically. And yeah, we have been working together with Aram and Wisnu. Yeah, we want to put more effort in organic content such as educational campaign and influencer activation and more to come in the future. We're already starting it, but yeah, more to come. I guess that's all brief summary of what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, Wisnu, do you have anything to add within the Indonesian region? I mean, you have any thoughts that's going through your mind about how Glitch can help the Indonesian community a little bit?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what Pascal said earlier. That's a lot of things are happening in Indonesia in terms of cryptocurrency adoptions. That what I think that Glitch can do for Indonesian is more educating more user and new traders, because Indonesian and especially for the Asian market is very potential for crypto. I think I think that if we can do more educating content for this specific market, it will be very great.
As well as the revenue sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's one.
yes, and the Indonesia. So there's a lot of underserved and underbanked people in that region too. So Glitch, as you know, since Glitch is DeFi, we're able to target that specific target audience and help them in ways that maybe others aren't able to. So especially with our revenue sharing model, we're able to reward all network participants, whether you're a user, whether you're a developer. So it specifically targets that community as well and provides a lot of value. So we hope to see the Indonesian community grow in the long term. So yeah, great. So let's hop into some community questions now because we're low on time. So it's going to be a mix of tech and marketing questions. We'll address as many as possible. Anything that we don't address, again, we'll individually address in the Discord or through an article. But rest assured, we'll answer all your questions as possible. Okay. So we'll go here with number one. How is the development of the GEX going? Is there any information that you can share about the GEX? Is it going to be an MVP launch at some point, et cetera, et cetera? So I think this question is for Diego.
So we are currently focused on the blockchain protocol, on the core protocol. So even though we have developed the majority of the GEX, we are not actively focusing on that. So we need to have the basic foundation before we get to all the different satellite apps. So that's all I can say. So long story short, we are not actively developing the GEX right now. We are focusing on the blockchain protocol, which is the foundational block for everything.
Yeah, and that's the most important part. At some point, the first and I want to put these expectations clear. If the first initial release of the GEX is just going to be like an MVP, and please let me know if I'm wrong, but it's going to be like an initial MVP version where you'll have like some very basic functionalities to prove that it works. And everyone will be able to try it as well. So it'll go on testnet first and mainnet. But more information will come as we get a little bit closer to phase 4 and beyond. So great. So number 2, a large source of pause for people investing in Glitch has been the lack of a GitHub and developer documentation. Are there any timelines when we can expect to see these items so that the community has more confidence in the product? And is part of the GitHub going to be launched for public on June 6th?
So not at the moment. So the confidence will come when we deliver the actual product. So I'm a huge fan of evidence-based So in my role, or with my hat of a project manager, even though I'm the CTO, but also I'm actively project managing all the technical team, I want to deliver a product, working product. When Satoshi delivered the seminal blockchain back there in Jan 3, 2009, there is the only documentation was a very high level white paper. That's it. But the community got confident because it worked. So I'm most concerned on working products. So that's why every time you ask for documentation, you hear me like putting on the backstage, on the back burner. So I'm not saying we are not going to do that. And I feel that I will do it, but I'm just so focused, and the whole team is so focused on the product that my default question for this is always, we'll do it later, and I don't have a specific date deadline for that. And you will trust when you see something working. So that's for sure. That's the technical or the engineer approach to things, which is different from the marketing approach. And I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong. I'm just saying it's those two different words needs to converge in something that makes sense for both.
Great. Thanks, Diego, for the answer. Is the kurtosis stress testing required to be fully completed in order for phase 3 to be launched on time, or is this something that can be done over time?
No. It's not required. It's not a mandatory requirement. It's something I see more that as a flux, something that will happen during the next months in parallel.
Yeah. And just to be clear as well, kurtosis, they're not an auditing company, right? It's an integration on the back end. And so we're not going to be stress testing with them. We're going to be doing the stress testing through their isolated dev nets. So hopefully that provides some additional clarity, because they're not an auditing company themselves. They just provide the tools for us to audit our own network. But they have worked with other very prominent and well-known blockchains and other oracles, as you all know. And so, yeah, so we'll be able to share more info on kurtosis in the coming weeks or in the next month or so when we have more information around that. Okay, cool. Any plans on listing Glitch on new platforms? What is your market cap goal? So for this question, I usually respond with, we're always interested in exploring our options. Since we're niche for DeFi though, naturally we do like to focus on self-listing on decentralized AMMs or exchanges, like, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, DFN as an example. And so these are the ones that we are specifically thinking about the most. But of course, we're always also thinking about centralized exchange listings. Specifically right now, though, that's not something that we're interested in, because we're just focused on building the core blockchain, building the foundation on the marketing back side of things. And plus, with current market conditions, maybe it's not the best time to do that. So really the focus is on building the Glitch, and that's where we want to put all of our energy, as opposed to spending unneeded funds for exchange listings at this time. So we have to really allocate how we and make sure that we strategically do things the right way, as opposed to rush and get everything out immediately right now, because there's no rush, right? There really is no rush to building Glitch. There really is no rush to do this. We want to do it right, and we want to do it right the first time around, as opposed to over promising. We want to make sure that we do it correctly. So hopefully that was a good enough answer to address that question. So this is around a stablecoin question here. So we'll address this one as best as we can, because we're still talking about a few things here. And we don't necessarily have a full timeline for the stablecoin or any other information, but we'll do our best to address. What is the type of stablecoin that will be used on Glitch? Is there a stablecoin being thought of? Is it off-chain collateralized, on-chain collateralized, or algorithmic? And will the Glitch team learn from their mistakes? based off of the whole LunaUST incident that occurred. Are there any thoughts, Diego, that are running through your mind around this whole incident and how we can relate it to Glitch?
Yeah, so just to be clear, this is an open platform, so we are not going to centralize any stablecoin. So if there is any stablecoin, I hope and I guess and I want the community to come up with the best one. We cannot, I mean, now the genie is out of the bottle, it is up to all of us to think what is the best way. We have something in design, but it's going to be, I mean, you don't have to trust us. You need to trust the network. And the network, once it's open, it will be all the participants in the network who come up with the best idea, and the market is the only one who's going to decide what's best. So that's all I can say right now. So don't just ask me, but it's like the network, it's like the innovation will come from the edge, not from the central authority. Like, we are just here for the beginning, but when we kick this off, we are out. We are like, I mean, not out, but it's like we will be small players in this system. That's like my philosophy for this, and that's what will make Glitch truly anti-fragile and truly resilient and robust for the next foreseeable future. So I'm just answering very generically, but that's what I think. A proper decentralized system, this is the right answer to this question.
Yes, it's all about the community, right? It's not just all about us. We're building the Glitch blockchain. We're building the rev share model. We're building the GEX, which is the first dApp that will launch on Glitch internally, and there will be other dApps that appear as well at some point. But it's not all on us. We really urge the community to get involved in the development of different decentralized applications. We have interest as well through the Glitch Grants program. So if you're interested on building on Glitch or have a great idea and want to get it kickstarted and built on the network when the time is right, you can always apply to a Glitch grant, and we can review your white paper. We can review your documentation, and we can get a conversation started in the next couple of months as we approach phase 4, which is the live working network, where developers can actually get involved. So we urge you to check that out on our website, glitch.finance, and apply to a Glitch grant if you're interested on building on Glitch and developing a dApp. Okay. Great. Thanks, Diego. So this other question here is around how many developers are lined up to start building on Glitch, and how are we going to attract new and current devs to build on Glitch blockchain? So I guess I can address this one as well. For this question, in the specific number of developers, we have interest through our Glitch grants again, like I had mentioned. The specific number, I mean, I'm not able to share that info because we're still talking to devs. We're still getting the initial interest, but there is interest, like we had mentioned in the past, NFT marketplace, stablecoin, etc. There is some interest with the Glitch grants program. We are also going to be doing some outreach, so that's what Avi is here for. I'm not sure if he's here still in the call, but Avi will be helping me as well do some initial outreach. We also have a BD person that we plan to hire in the next couple months at some point, that will be onboarded on the team that will help us really do that needed outreach to not only get new developers to build on Glitch, but get developers that already have existing decentralized applications live on other networks and get them to migrate or get them to build on Glitch as well, get their dApp running on Glitch since we are EVM compatible. So that's kind of the goal. And so, hopefully I was able to address your question clearly, right? So let's go over maybe like 1 or 2 more questions here, and we go scroll through the Discord, see if there's any other questions that I may have missed. And I apologize if I did miss any questions here. Let's see here. What's the thing you're looking forward to the most that will bring new users to Glitch? Anyone want to take a crack? Well, I can kickstart this question off. For me, the things that I'm looking forward to the most initially is the incentives that developers will be able to get, like the glitch grants, marketing support, et cetera, et cetera. But in order to attract that initial thing, so what we're doing right now, actually what we're talking about, can't give too much details, but we're talking about a liquidity program at some point when we launch the GEX. That's something that we're still talking about. It's something that we do want to do, but we just don't have any of that info now because it's way too early. We're still building out the network. But there will be at some point like some, some things that we'll be able to do to attract more interest on the network. So let's see. When is there a listing on a good centralized exchange? We had already addressed that question, that we target decentralized exchanges, and we're considering centralized exchanges, but not right now, more into the future. Will there be any limit to the nodes, Diego? Or will there be, or is that, no?
I'm sorry, limits? No, I mean, there are no limits.
No? Okay. Let's see, what other questions are we missing here? How can you maintain the stableness coin in glitch finance? We're not able to answer that because we're still developing the glitch blockchain, and that's our primary focus here, not a stable coin. What is the feeling about funding to keep building through a bear market? Can we know if there is a plan to get more funding? Is there needed to be attract developers for sure? So Sean had already addressed this question as well in the past, and we had addressed it earlier a couple weeks ago. We do have enough funding to go through. If we were to hit a bear market, and let's say that this is a bear market, we're going to be here in a year's time. If that's what your question is, we're not going to just disappear. That's not what's going to happen. We have what we need. We have the resources that we need to succeed, and we're going to keep building glitch. And that's where we're at. And whether it's a bull market, whether it's a bear market, the coin doesn't have to be pumping in order for us to build, right? We're going to build regardless of market conditions. And so hopefully that addresses your question. Okay. So I think this one, so we have enough for one more question here that we just received. This one will be for Pasca. And just do your best, Pasca, to answer this question. But you're one of the underdog projects in Indonesia. Can we reach an agreement with a local project? Are we talking, Tenny? What are the plans for Indonesia or cross company for a wider marketing scale? Is there anything that you can talk about that, Pasca, anything that is rolling through your mind about marketing in Indonesia?
Yeah, I have a bit to say. So yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, we do have plan for educational effort in collaborating with universities in Indonesia. So yeah, there's a plan for that. And as for local project partners, there's no plan yet on the pipe, but I think why not? So maybe yeah. So yeah, I think I should discuss more with Aram and everyone. But yeah.
Yeah. So the plan is on the marketing side is to really focus on the global community, but also target the Indonesian regions as well. So those are our two primary communities, right? We've got the global side, which is the world, as well, or sorry, English-speaking countries, and then we've got Indonesia. That is our other core region. Now we have other regions that we're engaging with, like Nigeria, South Africa. We're engaging with Glitch Japan. There's Glitch Benelux, Glitch Germany. So there are other regions that we have some community in, but they're not our core region. Our core region is Indonesia. So as we go through this year and as we build a foundation for the global region, we'll start to pay more focus and hammer things down on the Indonesian region just a little bit more, so that we can scale correctly as opposed to put too many eggs in one basket. So hopefully that addresses your question. There's a lot of information, a lot of things as well that we'll be able to share in the next few months as we approach phase 4, because that'll be our core marketing push. That'll be the biggest marketing push of, obviously, because we'll be able to attract developers, we'll be able to attract liquidity, we'll be able to attract users, because users will actually be able to build on different decentralized applications. They'll be able to devs will be able to build on the network. Users will be able to use those decentralized applications, and revenues will start to become generating at some point after phase 4. So that is when it really counts to bring interest and and to build a lot of momentum on Glitch. Not right now. Right now, we just want to really focus on building the Glitch blockchain. We want everyone to set up a node when the time is right. We want everyone to review the documentation, get yourself comfortable with building on Glitch, and then we'll do everything else that we need to do in order to expand the ecosystem. So there is a process, there is a plan, there's a strategy in place. But just want to make that very clear that the main focus is building the Glitch blockchain and putting as much funding and resources and allocations and team resources to building Glitch. So that's the primary focus right now. Okay. So anyone else have anything else to say during the AMA real quick? Just want to make sure that we're all good here. All good? Great. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for joining for this month's AMA. This is the last AMA before our launch here. We're going to be discussing a little bit more information about the details of phase 3 as we approach. If there's any other information that we'll share prior to the launch, we'll go ahead and share that information with you. But again, thanks very much for joining this month's AMA. Thanks everyone for your time. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you,
Please
guys.
follow us on Twitter. Please go and hop on Discord. And we'll see you at the next one. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.